in the bottom left, playing as Wulfar, we have Stargen up against Saykoya in the top right, playing as Sedge in the red. Not Sedge, playing as Sedge, sorry. I just associate both of them as the same person there. Stargen, no stranger to playing Wulfar. No stranger to playing this map either. And these are two of the faster players in the community. Stargen, very well known for playing fast. Definitely their biggest strength as a player. But can they take on Saykoya in Blitz? This is 1 minute Blitz, so it's not what people may consider true Blitz, which is you play 30-second turn timers, but we're not quite at that level. You do get like a little bit of time to think in 1 minute, especially at the start. And yeah, we're just seeing a whole bunch of swords being built. And the thing about Headland is you basically just build swords up until you build your first knight. Get that big heal going as well. And what's this sword going to do? Back capture? Yep. Ooh, goes for this one. That's smart. It means you can capture from this tile instead. I actually don't know if that's worth it. But I guess it means you have the option of being protective of your stronghold. I don't know if that's ever going to be worth it, but it exists, so I might as well mention it. And what do we have here? This sword's a little bit exposed, could get hit by Saykoya's, but not the end of the world. Alright, you're gonna see Sedge. Ooh, goes for the capture instead. We've got this knight moving into an okay position. Oh yeah, because you want to set this up for Sedge to smack this village. Another knight coming up on the top left there. Alright, Stargen knocks down that village, builds Groove. Looking pretty good here. It's actually very difficult to defend against Wulfar in this kind of position because, you know, you build like an air unit, Wulfar can just knock it away. You build a big heavy unit, Wulfar can just knock it somewhere not so dangerous. And if you respect Wulfar too much, then, oh look, all of a sudden they can just kind of barrel down on your barracks. So like over here, for example. Or get the tower. You know, there's also lots of fun meme plays you can do, like you build a thief and then you capture and then you knock it away. Or you even do, there was like a really fancy play we saw once in a tournament where a player stole from their opponent's stronghold, got hit by an enemy sword to make them low health, and then Wulfar grooved to immediately kill the thief. And if you kill your own thief, then you get the gold reward. So they basically stole 1,000 and got 1,000, which is basically like a free win. So there are some like cool plays you can do with Wulfar. But I don't know if we're going to see any thief play come in. So we're seeing Spear Balloon come out. Makes a lot of sense. Spear Balloon is a very good way of playing this game. And yeah, it just moves the swords out of range of Sedge. You really don't want to have to deal with those. Wulfar can be pretty aggressive here. You know, there are knights, but there are mountains around, so you know, Wulfar's feeling pretty safe, I think. And yeah, we're just gonna see another knight come out. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Saykoya, yeah, just gonna use his own knights. Gonna have to be very careful to play around Wulfar. Ooh, builds a dragon, but very good positioning here. See a wagon coming out as well. Mage? Oh, it can reach the wagon, so it's going to be able to get anywhere, really. Yeah, that wagon. Not the fastest on this map, because so much of the terrain in the center is just fields. But not the worst. It can definitely kind of propel a lot of units forward. Yeah, nice little capture there. Or not capture, but decapture. Take a little look at the economy. Yeah, they've completely evened up. Actually, even on every regard right now. What can Stargen do? Gets an archer up. Actually, I think just going to abandon this side over here. Yep. Doesn't want to have to deal with Sedge. Ooh, that's very exposed. But I guess you could like sword crit into the opponent. Extra knight comes in. Oh, doesn't want to actually go for that. We're just going to see. Good defensive plays coming out here. Ooh, actually though, knight can knock this village down. This knight can finish off the mage. And then you've got a very exposed Wulfar. Although I say that, Wulfar can one-shot the dragon if it comes in too aggressively, so... This is a very brave position to be in, but... Saykoya not going to fall for any kind of bait. I mean, I probably would have gone for that mage and tried to do something with the dragon, but... This is why I'm not a world champion, and Saykoya is. Alright, where's this wagon gonna go? Gonna move down here. It's actually gonna move kind of close to Sedge. The Sedge, yeah, he's just gonna get into position. Wagon's gonna be able to propel Sedge around the map. A little bit of a lead. Yeah, just got one village up right now. That could change at any moment. Yeah, Knight crit could come in on this village. Immediately swap things back around. And this corner up here is actually very isolated. Yeah, just gonna go for that village. Probably gonna back up with a mage. I like this use of the swords, because now the mage can kind of just walk forward. Oh, Wulfar's actually going to go in there to pressure as well. The Stargen's very content to just keep pressuring up on the top left. Leave this kind of force over here to defend. Maybe going to lose this this corner village in a few turns. There's definitely enough here to defend for the moment. I like the use of the spear. I don't think that's guaranteed. I think it's like 78 to 88 on the spear crit. So that could have gone really badly, but Stargen decides to risk it. He just pulls the sword back. I think Stargen recognizes that towers are going to get traded at some point. And this is like one of the ways headland to deadland can go. Is you just push with just enough extra force to take your opponent's tower, which then allows you to kind of flip the barracks. And that happens on both sides as well. And it does take a long time to grind this barracks down, but you can do it, because there's just like much more of an army on this side. Typically it's where the commander goes as well. Yeah, Saykoya. I think they're just going to sacrifice this side. So let's knock down the village. Yeah, it's a pretty safe play. These units down here can't really do too much, although there is an archer in range. So maybe that's going to come into play. Maybe we're going to see a bit of damage on this knight. And actually, you can move the archer up, and you can even move like the balloon to cover. Like balloon goes here, for example. And the main risk of doing something like that is that you leave your stronghold a little bit too open, but seems to be okay for the moment. It's the mage in the forest. Could also have gone on the mountain, but forest is a little bit further up. And Stargen, oh, interesting. They're just gonna hit the wagon. Okay. Yeah, I guess balloon, yeah, covers. And Stargen's gotta do those builds quickly. Night comes out. This mage needs to move. A couple builds need to come out. Oh, misses the time. Doesn't get those 2 extra builds, and those are very important. But you know, I guess you can also use that to your advantage. You can get a golem out next turn, for example. This night crit's actually set up over here. Speaking of golems, Saykoya's got one. That defense is looking pretty good, but goes in for the strongholds. And this is the other thing about Headland, is you have to like value defending your stronghold and defending this tower. So it's going to come down to, you know, which matters more to these players. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose your strongholds, but this tower could just go down. I guess like you build a balloon? Ooh, I don't know if that was built on the correct side. Because now the tower can go down. Actually has to walk the wagon back to heal it. Not every day you see something like that. Okay, so Stargen has a ton of money this turn. The tower goes down. Dragon comes up. I mean, you got money to burn, you might as well burn it. Yeah, it just builds Mage Knight, and this is the tricky part. How are you gonna deal with an ever-growing army on your side? You can just play like a super stally game, but if you're the one who's struggling on time, you kind of want to be the one that's being aggressive. And there comes a point where actually trading units is like something that goes in your favor. Wow, it's a very aggressive place to put that knight. But balloon goes in. The spear can't go and deal damage. Okay, interesting turn. This knight, I think, is a little bit overexposed, but I guess we'll find out. And yeah, Saykoya is just going to go for economy. Knocks down, captures. So they were even actually before that. They were both 1200. Wulfar needs to do something actually. Ooh, Sedge's Groove. Okay, Dragon senses a free hit. Ooh, wow, that is a free hit. There's no good mage coverage here. Even if this forest style wasn't here, it wouldn't reach. I guess you're like eating like an archer crit on your dragon, which is actually pretty gold effective. So I don't know how I feel about this necessarily. Because you're actually going to get like a really nice juicy crit on this dragon. Oh, and we're going to see a tee off. This is going to be the swords. Sword goes in. Ooh, deals damage. That's a big hit on Sedge. There's a knight crit follow-up. Is this lethal? Oh, it is. Dragon comes in from below. And Saykoya just goes a little bit too deep. And I did not realize that that was the only kill we saw this match. And well played there by Stargen. But, oh, that's pretty funny actually. Just like gets that dragon in. Night crit opens up. There was definitely not a lot of fighting going on. We got Saykoya in the chat saying there wasn't enough fighting, too many units, and yeah, I mean, both players were being very respectful, not really going for any kind of aggression, playing a very patient game, which on Blitz is kind of the opposite of how you want to play. You kind of want to make it scrappy, and they were both just respecting each other a lot. And then Stargen, Wulfar can lethal you from across the map. That is one of his big strengths, is being able to do that. So, yeah, well played. Stargen takes it. And it's 1-1 right now over in the overall score. But I think we might call it there for today. Oh, actually, no, we can play one more. If the players are down for one more, we can make it a proper best of 3. And we'll see how this goes.